You know the saying, "It takes one to know one"? Well, when it comes to recognizing a genius, that might just be true. After all, intelligence isn't exactly easy to spot. In fact, most people aren't even sure how to define it. Is it your ability to retain useless facts? Your knack for figuring things out? Or how quickly you can rattle off the capitals of every country in the world? Well, if you clicked on this video, you probably have a thing for knowing stuff. So let's take our hats off to all you smarty pants out there. You know why you're amazing. But what about those other folks? What sets the geniuses apart from the rest of us? Is it all just luck? Here at SEI Show, we like to get to the bottom of things, so we've compiled a list of why some people are smarter than others. And no, it doesn't have anything to do with head size. Ready to put your knowledge to the test? Let's dive in. Number 1, brains are wired differently. When it comes to understanding why some people are smarter than others, you can bet scientists have been racking their brains trying to figure it out. For example, they've explored whether geniuses are born that way or whether it's something that can be learned. Turns out that both nature and nurture play a part. A number of studies have found that intelligence has a heritable component. One study published in the journal Nature Reviews Genetics estimated that 50 to 80% of the variation in intelligence within a population could be attributed to genetic factors, while another study published in the same journal suggested that the heritability of intelligence may be even higher, somewhere between 60 and 80%. But don't worry if you didn't inherit the so-called intelligence gene. That doesn't mean you're doomed to a life of academic mediocrity. As the authors of these studies point out, intelligence is polygenic, meaning that multiple genes are involved. So, if you didn't inherit the right combination of genes, you still have a chance to make up for it through hard work and environmental factors. Even though genetics play a major role in determining a person's intelligence, they're not the only thing that matters. The size and structure of your brain also play a significant role. Some geniuses have shown enhanced neural connectivity, which may explain why they're able to process information more efficiently and perform better on cognitive tasks. Additionally, certain parts of their brain are larger than average, such as the regions that are responsible for memory and reasoning. For instance, one study published in the journal Behavioral and Brain Sciences found that individuals with higher IQs had larger parietal lobes, which are responsible for processing spatial information and attention. These findings suggest that brain structure and function play an important role in determining a person's intelligence. However, it's important to note that these studies were conducted on small samples of highly intelligent individuals. More research is needed to confirm these findings and to understand how brain structure relates to intelligence in the general population. Number 2, their brains are more efficient. It turns out that there's a lot more to being smart than just having a big brain. Some people are able to use their brains more efficiently than others, which gives them an edge when it comes to problem solving and cognitive tasks. According to a study published in the journal Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews, intelligent individuals tend to have more efficient brain function, meaning they require less brain energy, glucose, for example, to solve tasks compared to their less intelligent counterparts. This suggests that smarter people are able to get more bang for their buck when it comes to using their brains. To make this comparison, scientists measured the amount of glucose used by participants while they performed various cognitive tasks. They found that those who scored higher on intelligence tests used less glucose overall, suggesting that they were able to complete tasks more efficiently. So if you're looking for a competitive advantage when it comes to using your brain, try to be more efficient with your brain power. Less glucose consumption equals more brain power. Number 3, they grew up in better environments. It's no secret that growing up in a stimulating environment can help kids develop their cognitive abilities. Think of it as a sort of training ground for the brain. Kids who grow up in these types of environments are exposed to a lot of interesting things that can help them learn and develop, like books, toys, and games that promote problem solving, and parents who are responsive to their kids' needs and encourage exploration and learning. Plus, having access to quality education and health care can also help kids reach their full potential. On the other hand, kids who grow up in less stimulating environments may not have access to these things, which can impact their cognitive development. Of course, this doesn't mean that kids who grow up in less than ideal environments are doomed to a life of low intelligence. There are plenty of people who have overcome challenging circumstances to become highly intelligent adults. But it's important to recognize that the environment you grow up in can have a profound impact on your cognitive development. One study published in the journal Nature Reviews Neuroscience found that children growing up in poverty are at risk of impaired cognitive development. Specifically, they found that children living in poverty are more likely to have problems with language, attention, and memory. Another study found that children who grow up in homes with high levels of stress are more likely to have difficulty regulating their emotions and behavior. However, it's important to note that these are just correlations, and not everyone who grows up in these environments will experience negative effects. Number 4, they put in the time. It's no secret that success takes time and effort. And when it comes to becoming a genius, that's no exception. Sure, some people may be born with a natural aptitude for something, but that doesn't mean they don't have to put in the work to hone their skills. Take musicians, for instance. Some may have perfect pitch, but that doesn't mean they don't need to practice their instrument for hours on end. The same goes for geniuses. They're not necessarily smarter than everyone else from birth, but they are usually willing to put in the time and effort to learn and grow. We've all heard of the 10,000-hour rule, made popular by Malcolm Gladwell in his book Outliers. Gladwell credits the 10,000-hour rule to the work of psychologist Anders Ericsson. The basic idea is that it takes about 10,000 hours of deliberate practice to become a world-class expert at something. Now, that doesn't mean you have to put in 10,000 hours to be considered a genius, but it does show that becoming highly skilled and knowledgeable in any field takes time and effort. In fact, a study published in the British Journal of Psychology found that the amount of time spent practicing a skill was a strong predictor of an individual's ability level, even when controlling for natural talent. Number 5, they're curious and motivated. If you've ever wondered what sets geniuses apart from the rest of us, it might just be their curiosity and intrinsic motivation. Unlike extrinsically motivated people who are driven by external factors like money or grades, intrinsically motivated people are driven by internal factors like curiosity and a love of learning. And it's this intrinsic motivation that drives geniuses to constantly seek out new knowledge and experiences. This can lead to a lifelong love of learning and a thirst for understanding the world around them. And as you might imagine, this insatiable curiosity often leads them to excel in their chosen fields. This drive to learn and explore the world often stems from an innate sense of wonder and a desire to understand the complexities of the universe. Geniuses are often so passionate about their interests that they lose themselves in their work, completely absorbed in the pursuit of knowledge. They're not afraid to ask questions, and they're always eager to learn something new. This insatiable curiosity is what sets geniuses apart and allows them to make groundbreaking discoveries and push the boundaries of human achievement. Number 6, they think outside the box. Creativity is an essential part of being a genius, and it's often said that you have to think outside the box to come up with innovative solutions to complex problems. Geniuses are often able to see things from a different perspective, which allows them to come up with ideas that others simply can't. They are able to break free from conventional thinking and challenge the status quo, which can lead to major breakthroughs in various fields. Studies have shown that highly intelligent individuals tend to score higher on measures of creativity and divergent thinking. Divergent thinking is a cognitive process that involves generating multiple solutions to a problem and exploring unconventional ideas. This is in contrast to convergent thinking, which is the more common approach of finding the single best solution to a problem. One study published in the Creativity Research Journal found that highly intelligent individuals were better at using creative thinking processes, such as generating unusual uses for everyday objects and solving novel problems. These findings suggest that divergent thinking and other creative thinking processes are important components of intelligence. However, it's important to note that not all geniuses are necessarily creative thinkers. For example, some geniuses, such as those with savant syndrome, may have very specialized skills, but may not be particularly creative. Additionally, intelligence is a complex construct, and it's possible that other factors such as practical intelligence and emotional intelligence are also important for success in life. And number 7, they have access to opportunities. Unfortunately, the opportunities available to individuals can vary greatly depending on socio-cultural factors such as gender, race, and socioeconomic status. This means that some individuals may have access to better education, resources, and networks that can help them reach their full potential, while others may face systemic barriers that hold them back. Rigid education systems can also limit opportunities for those who don't fit the mold. For example, a student who is highly intelligent but struggles with traditional testing may not have their talents recognized or nurtured in a traditional classroom setting. This is where things like standardized testing can pose a challenge. A student who excels in creative or practical areas may not be recognized for their intelligence if they do not perform well on a standardized test. Additionally, the pressure to conform to a particular mold can stifle creativity and innovation, which are essential for many geniuses. This is where the importance of recognizing and nurturing different types of intelligence comes into play. By doing so, we can ensure that all students have the opportunity to succeed and contribute their unique talents to society. So if you're a genius or a no one, make sure to shout it from the rooftops. Because while the stereotype might be that geniuses are too busy being smart to care about recognition, they deserve to have their talents recognized and celebrated.